Hello there and welcome to another Starfield video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ragana. This is a unique ship that you can come across in the Crimson Fleet questline, but to my knowledge I don't believe you can steal it. This is kind of continuing with my little series of some of the more unique ships that you can't technically get, but you can kind of rebuild them or just kind of check them out. So this is the Ragana. So slight little spoiler. In the Crimson Fleet questline, you'll basically be tasked with hunting down a specific person, and that person will be on this ship. And when you board the ship, you have the option to basically blow it out of the water or space, or board it and hunt for the person. Now, depending on who you're siding with, if you're siding with the UC, SysDef, you're supposed to basically find out who the person is, and then be like, the Crimson Fleet are hunting you. Hide, basically. If you side with Crimson Fleet, you can basically be like, you're coming with me, sort of stuff. So it's a pretty interesting ship. It's based on the Slipstream. Really cool. It's got that really nice bridge on the front. As for like modifications of what makes it different than the kind of the base model, the main kind of changes is it only has one set of weapons as opposed to two. And it's using a very low class reactor. This is kind of one of the issues with a lot of these kind of unique ships. They're not really intended, you're not really intended to fight them necessarily. Well, you can fight them, but so they're not really meant to put up a fight. It's more of a kind of a set piece sort of thing. So if we take a look at the stats of the vessel, it's got a fuel of 610. It's got a hull of 633, which is pretty mediocre. It's got a cargo capacity of 340. B-class reactor with 16 power, crew of 4, 26 light year jump range, 225 shields, which is absolutely abysmal. Where is the shield? It's got probably the weakest B-class shield in the game. Okay, fair enough. And it's got a pair of lasers there. So like I said, this is based on the Slipstream, so if you like the ship, just get the Slipstream, but I'm just going to showcase it because it might have unique interiors or kind of a unique layout. So let's get into it, shall we? As always, you can't actually purchase this ship. I spawned it in using console commands. I will say I do like the layout of the ship. It looks very cool. Also, we've got stormy weather here. Oh, it's got 4 lasers. Hold on now. That's very strange. I need to go back and check that.
Need some work done? Okay, no problem.
So interestingly, as you can see here, this version of the vessel, because there's 2 versions of this vessel. There's like, there's the Ragana, and then there's another version, and this version is the version that should have like a unique interior. But as you can see when I look at it, it has the 2 lasers up on top, and that's the only armament. But if we look at the actual vessel itself, the lasers have shifted to the bottom, and it has a missile pod, which is kind of in line with what the actual Slipstream has, which is pretty interesting. That's a bit of a weird one. Again, this kind of highlights a lot of these ships you're not supposed to be able to fly, although it shouldn't be any different. We're going to check out the interior anyway. That was big triangle style lasers there. There you go. And over the lactic entry. Oh, I go. Galactic. I don't think I've ever seen them. Is that new? I mean, I have to actually test that really quickly. Let me just double check that. Because I've seen many a ship.
Anything I can help you with? Sure. How about
try not to? Yeah, we'll go with this one real quick. I'm just gonna really quickly just put down a. If you haven't seen this ship, I did a review on it. It's a very nice ship. Yeah, that's okay. That's interesting. So it has a slightly different layout. That's a strange one. Anyway, we just spawn it back.
Need some work done?
So it's
okay.
There's 2 variants of. Oh, I need to find this. There we go. So it seems like there's 2 variants of this landing bay. pretty interesting. It actually have the... It doesn't have the other aid kit. It doesn't have the chem kit. Anyway, in we go. The back seems bigger. That's really strange. Anyway, in we go. That's why it's cool to kind of... Well, I like to highlight some of these ships just because you have these kind of cool situations. So straight away there's a lot of clutter in this ship, and as you can see as to why this ship is... Yeah, there's a ladder there that's caused a problem, so we'll check here. So we've got a 1x1 storage room, we got the bridge there, which we'll check more in a minute. And then behind the bridge we have the control station for the crew. A lot of clutter here. That's one of the things I noticed when I was looking at the IDs. Space equals big, huge if true. Okay, fair enough. What does that say? Sensor testing to validate purity. Okay, I don't know. That someone might know what that means. I do not. So we can go down, we can go up. If we go down here, we have an engineering room. Again, the main difference was the clutter. There's a bit more clutter on this ground. We have a... Hello, what the hell is that? Okay. So keep in mind, I'm pretty sure when you board this ship, you're not supposed to be able to get into these areas. We've got the storage room, or the workbench with the industrial workbench, weapon workbench, spacesuit workbench. And if we head over the other side, we have a science lab. Another nice view. We've got the pharmaceutical lab, and then we've got recheck database, known controllable species. I'm really bad at reading joint writing, or what we call joint writing in Ireland, I think some people call it cursive. It's kind of outdated now. I don't think anybody writes like that normally. And then if we come up here, we have another 1x1. And this I believe... What? Okay, this is unique to this encounter. Interesting. So this is clearly a brig, but it's got extra doors here that I've never seen before. Am I going to be able to open? Okay. Interesting. Hello, Simeon.
Got some new orders for me?
So this is where the actual, like, where you would have the encounters. Basically, you've got the, so really quick, you've got the bridge, or the brig here, and then you've got your docking port 1x1. But you basically start the encounter here, so you spawn in, and there's basically 3 people kind of holding you guns to you, and you can basically talk them through, or you can kill them.
Got an assignment for me?
That's quite interesting that this little kind of, like, I mean, the lock here is really cool. And then obviously we have the cell there with some weapon. So that's, again, that's unique to this ship. I've never seen that before. But yeah, let's take off the ship and see how she performs in space. Now, one thing I will say is I'm interested to see what variant of the vessel when I fly it. So we've got the big bridge here, the North Atlantic Bridge. Or is this the Deimos? No, it's the Deimos, yes. This is the Deimos Bridge, really, really nice. And then we've got a lot of crew space here. Crew of 8, but yeah. So let's go take it off, see how she performs. One thing I will say is, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if the weapons kind of function, because... So yeah, so you see it has the missile pod up top, which is interesting. Alright, so we'll take her off. As always, I have a perk that increases my power by 5, but we'll see. Yeah, it doesn't have missiles, which is very interesting. Now, its engines do function, which something if you noticed when I did a review of the party ship's engines didn't actually function. So, weapon-wise, you just have those. Let me really quickly open. Oh, what the hell? I don't know why it just... So where are those lasers? Those lasers are slung directly under. When I fire, they're coming from... Are they? Yeah, that's a bit weird. Okay, so, yeah, pretty interesting. And then the base speed is going to be 140 because we got those big B-class engines. Boost speed's probably going to be around 500, just because that's usually what it is. 520 probably. Yep. 510. A cool agility test. Pretty agile. Actually, I can take that back. It's not very agile at all. Oh yeah, okay, this is like a 4. Oh my dear lordy, yup, this is slow. Alright, so let's head down to the planet and I'll show you how to make it. Alright, so we've got the ship split into 3 sections. Now, something I'm noticing again is the model it's showing in here is different to the actual layout. Like, one of the things you notice is the weapons are back where they should be. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, so we'll check at the top. So at the top here, we have a Taio Companionway 1x1 top D, Taio Armory 2x1 top B, Taio Storeroom 1x1 top D, and then a Connect Pro Docker from Stroud Eklund. And then at the back here we have a 600T Helium-3 tank from Ballistic Solutions 290. And then we've got 2 Titan 550 HE3 tanks from Nautilus 160 each. Mounted on 2 Horizon weapon mounts on each side, we have a pair of Dragon 241 lasers from Horizon Defense. B-class, 1300 range, 2.5 fire rate, 23 shield damage, and 3 power. For the structural pieces, we've got a Taio Cowling 4 top. We've got 2 porthole tops here. We have a single equipment plate here. And then we have 2 side portholes for Nova Galactic port and starboard. Middle of the vessel here, we have the Deimos DS 40.1 bridge from Ares Bridge from Deimos. 340 cargo, 8 crew. Behind that we have a Taio Companionway 1x1 mid. Taio Control Station 2x1 mid. We have the SGD 2200 grav drive from Slane Aerospace, B-class, 10 power, 27 jump thrust, which gives us 26 light years. We've got a 101 DS mag inertial reactor from Dogstar, B-class, 16 power, pretty mediocre, 525. We have a Warden SG100 shield generator from Sexton Shield System, B-class, 5 power, 525 shield, which is pretty weak. For the landing gear, we have 2 of these NG-15 landing gear, port and starboard from Nova Galactic, 2 thrust each. For the engines on the back here, we've got 2 Nova 1000 engines from Reladyne, B-class, 3 power, 12,870 engine thrust, 3375 maneuvering thrust. Structural pieces, if we start at the front here, so we've got 2 Deimos Wing Ds, 1 port, 1 starboard, 2 Deimos Wing Cs, 1 port, 1 starboard, 4 Stroud Engine Bracer A's. We've got 2 Taio Nose Cap, 1 port, 1 starboard. We have 2 Taio Mid Caps, 1 port, 1 starboard, 2 Nova Galactic Radiators top. We have 2 Pinpoint 4G landing gear from Taio, 2 each. And I think that's it. Okay, and then the bottom of the vessel, we have our NG6 landing bay from Nova Galactic, 2 hull. We've got the Taio Engineering Bay 3x1 bottom B, the Taio Science Lab 2x1 bottom B, the Taio Workshop 2x1 bottom B. We've got a Pinpoint 4G landing gear here at the back that gives 2 thrust. And structural pieces, we've got 2 Taio mid caps, bottom, starboard, and port bottom. And we've got 2 portholes here and 2 Stroud engine bracers, A. So that's pretty much it. So it's kind of interesting with those weapons. Let me just really quickly check. If I remove the weapon, then we save it, what's going to happen? Is it going to keep? Okay, yeah, so once I've modified it, it's kind of fixed itself. Now, has it changed? Yes, and even the bottom has changed. As you can see, like with a lot of situations, oh, that's from a mod. I do apologize. So when you basically when you spawn in certain ships that are unique, like to the party ship, if you don't kind of edit it or mess with it at all after you kind of save it, it will keep its initial design. but once you edit it at all, it basically will kind of revert to a specific point, and yeah. So that's why, like, it was, when we were looking at it in the builder, it was giving us one thing, and then obviously we look at it now through another thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the review. Pretty interesting, kind of showcasing some pieces. Now, obviously, if you build the ship, or if you get the normal version, the Slipstream, it's not going to look like that, so keep that in mind. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this sort of content, and check out some of my other videos. Bye-bye.